So I have a very good promise for you from the Lord himself. This is in his Sermon on the Mount, Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, there in Matthew chapter 7, starting in verse 7. Jesus tells us to ask him for things. And then he makes a promise to us. Not only are we to ask God for things, we are actually to expect that it will be given to us. Now, I do want to take this great and marvelous promise and supplement it with two other verses that'll help us to understand that we can't just ask for whatever we want and assume that it will happen, but that there are some guidelines. But we do have this great promise that we are to ask and it will be given to us. So let's see what Jesus says. Verse 7 of chapter 7, ask and it will be given to you. And then he says it in three different ways. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find it. Knock and it will be open to you. So the great promise that God himself is giving to you is that if you ask, it will be given to you. But notice, and you feel it with these three statements here. Ask and it will be given. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be open to you. There needs to be a persistence on your part. You need to keep going after it. You need to ask. You need to seek. And when you try to find something, usually, if you're like me, when you lose something, you got to be working really hard to try to find it. And then knock, persistently knock, and it will be open for you. And then Jesus says, for everyone who asks, receives. The one who seeks, finds. The one who knocks, it will be opened. Hear those promises of prayer? Or which one of you, and now he's going to ground this, why should we expect to be given what we ask for? Which one of you, if his son asks him for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a serpent? If you then, who are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give good things to those who ask him? So we see the heart of God is that he wants to give us good things. He wants to take care of us. He wants to give us our daily bread. It is contained there in the Lord's Prayer. Give us this day our daily bread. He wants to take care of you. But he's also telling us that we need to ask it of the Lord. I'm going to go down here because we'll come down to the golden rule at the very end. I want to preface those commands with two verses here. James 4:2-3 says, you have not because you do not ask. Sounds very similar to what Jesus is saying here. Ask and it will be given to you. You do not have because you do not ask. You ask and do not receive. Why? Because you ask wrongly to spend it on your passions. So we see right there, James 4:3 tells us that we can't just ask for whatever we want. There's this idea that the things that we ask for must be not for our own pleasure. We don't want to spend it on our own passions. We don't need to be asking selfish prayers. We need to be asking for our daily bread, not yeast rolls or hot muffins or whatever. You're going to ask for your needs. So you're not wanting to spend it on your passions. But then also you see John 14:13, Jesus says, whatever you ask in my name, this I will do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. So that we ask in Jesus' name. So we ask things not to pour it on ourselves, not to be selfish, but we ask for things ultimately that God will be glorified and that other people will be benefited. And then you have that promise. Ask and it will be given to you. And then I want to preface it with one more statement, and it is the example of Jesus himself. If you remember, when Jesus, the night before he was arrested and before he died on the cross, he said, Lord, if it be thy will, take this cup away from me. But if it's not your way, if this is not what you want, for me not to go to the cross, thy will be done. And again, that is what we begin the Lord's Prayer with. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So again, that goes with that whole idea of asking in Jesus' name, that we should end our prayers by saying, Lord, we're asking this with an open hand. We want your will to be done. And if this is not what is for my best, because I know you want my best, then your will be done. And I know that you're going to give me a good gift. So I hope that helps you in your prayer life, and I hope that encourages you to pray. And then we have the golden rule. Whatever you wish that others would do to you, so also do to them. For this is the law and the prophets. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. A great encouragement and a great command for us from the Lord to treat others as we would have them to treat us. I did not do the journal for you all today. So here's the thing. You're going to have to do it on your own. Find a scriptural insight. Ask of the Lord. His children can ask of the Lord for the things that will glorify him. Then turn that into a prayer, and then find an application, a promise to claim, sin to avoid, attitude to change, command to obey, or an example to follow. I pray that's been a blessing to you all. I'll see you in the next video.